Hello, my name is Zoe Averbach, and I'm a rising senior at Parkland High School. Today I'm going to be talking about golden rice, a possible solution to reducing the vitamin A deficiency that is associated with food insecurity. To start, a little about me. I've spent over 100 hours volunteering at various food pantries. I'm a former Congressional Campaign Fellow. I'm the current president of the National English Honor Society chapter at my high school. I have been awarded 3 Scholastic Silver Keys, 2 for drawing and illustration, and 1 for writing. I volunteer at a local hospital network as well as volunteer as an art teacher at a retirement home. I am currently a member of the girls' varsity tennis team, and I hope to pursue a career in medicine in the future. According to the 2023 Global Report on Food Crisis, in 2023, 282 million people across 59 countries and territories struggled with severe food insecurity, and this number has been growing year by year for the last 2 decades. This is approximately 3.5% of the global population and doesn't even take into account every person in these countries and people residing in countries that are not included in this report. What is food insecurity? People tend to view the term food insecurity as meaning someone who has no access to food at all. However, food insecurity is a broad spectrum. People can afford suitable shelter and clothing, yet still face food insecurity. Food insecurity at its core revolves around an uncertainty concerning the ability to obtain food, and this is also how mild food insecurity is defined. Moderate food insecurity includes reducing the amount of food or its quality, and reasons for this may be not having enough money, uncertainty about if it is possible to access food, or occasionally running out of food. Severe food insecurity is when an individual has completely run out of food or goes multiple days without eating at various points throughout the year. The general misunderstanding surrounding what counts as food insecurity causes us not to recognize the prevalence and severity of this issue. What makes food insecurity a global health issue? Food insecurity does not exist in any one specific region. Many nations struggle with the food insecurity crisis, making this a global health issue since it is an international problem and deteriorates health. One of the goals of global health is to achieve health equity, but this has not yet been achieved in regards to the food insecurity crisis. Some nations have access to better resources, allowing them to better combat this crisis. As shown in this figure, Finland has been much more successful than Syria at combating food insecurity, proving that this issue has not yet been solved to the same extent in all nations. Some nations are better able to handle this crisis due to having a better distribution of wealth and resources. Food insecurity also causes a poor diet, which has negative health impacts and can lead to malnutrition. Malnutrition makes one more prone to certain diseases such as cardiovascular diseases, cancers, and diabetes. So, what's the solution to this? How can we make it so that all nations have a means to begin effectively combating the vitamin A deficiency that food insecurity causes? One promising choice is GMO rice, aka golden rice. Golden rice is a GMO rice, meaning that it has been genetically modified in some way via biotechnology. What differentiates golden rice from regular rice is that it both produces and contains the pigment beta carotene in the grain. Although non modified rice produces this pigment, it's not found in the actual grain. A study performed in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that beta carotene found within golden rice was converted into vitamin A in humans. Vitamin A plays a major role in how various human body systems, like the immune system and reproductive system, operate. It also helps boost proper organ function, assists with vision, and aids in growth and development. Although golden rice in theory appears to be an optimal solution to vitamin A deficiency, golden rice unfortunately has some issues with its preservation. The beta carotene in golden rice degrades too quickly due to photodegradation, causing the rice to become toxic due to oxygen exposure, which can therefore cause cancer if consumed. Light in warehouses let off optical radiation, which is a type of electromagnetic radiation, which then causes photodegradation. Another concern is that the amount of beta carotene in 1 gram of rice is not nearly enough to solve the vitamin A deficiency problem. As you can see in the graphic, the quantity of beta carotene in 1 gram of golden rice is much lower than that of fruits and vegetables. So, what is the solution to this? Polymer stabilizers are known to prevent photodegradation in various materials, such as plastics. And although plastics aren't edible, there are similar alternatives, such as casein, which can be consumed. Casein is a protein that's found in milk, and it's known for its stabilizing qualities. ARS scientists have found that it can be made into a biodegradable edible film. This film can be made through one of 2 processes, the wet process or the dry process, which is shown in this diagram. Although the wet process requires a longer amount of time, it appears to be more efficient in this situation because it does not require special materials, which makes its production easier in less developed nations, and it doesn't have as many restrictions as the dry process. The dry process materials have stricter temperature and moisture requirements. Additionally, casing film has been found to be 500 times more effective at protecting food from oxygen and therefore photodegradation than plastics. Furthermore, research published in NIH archives has proven that various case and nanoparticles were able to protect against cold storage, heat, hydrostatic pressure processing, oxidation, and UV radiation. Using nanotechnology would further help preserve the grain. After the rice is gathered in the fields, the rice could be wrapped in the casein film and then stored as usual. However, the film is only effective for 30 days, so distribution and use would need to be expedited. If the degradation of beta carotene in golden rice is prevented, this would mean that the minimum for one serving of golden rice would be 200 micrograms of beta carotene. Although this is not enough to meet the standard amount of vitamin A that an individual should be getting daily, for adult women this is going to be 600 micrograms, and then for adult men this is going to be 700 micrograms. Once there is a way to prevent the quick degradation of this rice, scientists can work off of this new data to increase the beta carotene quantity. To summarize, golden rice is a more nutritious form of rice compared to regular rice since it contains the pigment beta carotene, which is really vitamin A in humans. The beta carotene content in this rice degrades quickly due to photodegradation. However, this can be resolved by wrapping the rice in an edible biodegradable casein film. Golden rice will likely be sold at a higher price than regular rice due to the extra cost for storage. However, the generally low cost of rice will make this product still widely accessible to those who require it. Since rice is one of the most cultivated crops internationally and serves as a main source of nutrition for many continents that struggle with vitamin A deficiency, such as Asia and Africa, the implementation of golden rice will improve health in these areas. Although this product has a high potential to help decrease vitamin A deficiency, rice farmers may not be willing to fund such a venture if they are not sure of its success. Therefore, government subsidies could be provided to rice farmers as a means of motivating these farmers to grow and store this rice. These are my reference slides. I would like to acknowledge Care for Real, a food pantry based in Chicago, and Jewish Family Services, a food pantry based in the Lehigh Valley, for allowing me to make a meaningful contribution to my community. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach me at my email. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation.